Hello, welcome to Arvende Gaming. My name is Warwick, and this is episode 26 of my Let's Play the Banner Saga series. In the last episode, we failed miserably at getting some training done, and then decided to move on. Saved a couple of people, were betrayed by a couple of people, you know, the usual stuff. So yeah, I reckon we just get into it. I'm going to give the training one more go, and if I can't get it, we'll just move straight on. I'm ready. We need to make sure we just need to make sure we get all of the shield down on the correct two people. Alright, break some shield. Okay, come down here and break some shield. Okay, come over here and break some shield. And you come over here and break some more shield. You know what? No, you just take his life down actually. Or nah, break his shield. Alright, so we need to skip our turn. I think we just need to skip our turn because we can't risk it. So we go over to here and we hit for 8. You know what, let's hit for 10. Yeah. You just rest. Sort of relying on him hitting this guy and then this guy. Hopefully not that guy in the middle or Volker. Let's see how it all pans out. Okay. Okay, that didn't pan out. So we need to come over here and take out this guy's shield. I got a funny feeling I'm going to fail this one again. You just attack this guy. You rest. Oh, great. He's only got 1 life left now. Fucking hell. Yeah, we're going to fail this quest again. Or this fucking training again. God damn it. Nothing really I can do. Okay, well we got some renown then. That's good at least. Yeah. Alright. That's a failure. Move on. I might actually just take that training off camera and try to do it off camera because, yeah, it's going to be just boring if I keep on failing that over and over again. Alright. Yeah, all of our heroes are looking pretty good. Bolwerk. How do we, yeah. 13 and we have 13. You know what? Screw it. Yes. We want more willpower, more shield break. Oh, we wanted to put a... I forgot to put that level 6 trinket on him. +3 will per rest, +1 armor per rest, +1 will. Yeah. Why not? Couldn't hurt. Alright, let's leave. The scout points into the distance with a smile on his face. Walking that direction, you begin to hear the strangers bickering between two wild. Now you've done it, Yut, says one wild with a large shield and spear. Kept on until others heard and came nosing about. The other wild glances your way, nods politely, and walks toward you while shouldering his axe. Don't mind my brother, Nocky. Knock? Knock. Nocky? Yeah, Knock. He's a warrior. Knock steps closer and shoves the other wild with his shield. Yut, Val don't have brothers, and it's warrior. Warrior, not warrior. Volker looks at you with amusement and confusion. None of the other ravens seem to know how to react either. Are you two addled? Your next step better be in the other direction. Not the nicest thing to way to say hello, Nock says, extending his hand in greeting. And if we were addled, just adds stepping forward, adds stepping forward and swatting Nock's hand. Would we even know it? Nock says, well, you wouldn't, Yut, but I'd know. The spectacle continues and most of the ravens are now laughing at the absurdity. I'm not sure what you're after, but we're not sharing food. Yut shakes his head. We're not after food, are we, Nock? Nock says, no. Well, yes and no. Yut agrees, yes and no. That's right. We'd fight with you. Nock interrupts. For you, he means. For you, he means. Yut looks annoyed. Nock, we'd fight for food, but we'd fight with this a lot. You can join if you'll shut up. Thank you, Nock says, but Yut slaps a hand over his brother's mouth. Several mercenaries snort, trying to hold back laughing. The two wild smile like fools and fall in line. Alright, let's see how these guys can fuck us over later.
The miners of Bintal are a rough drought. Not a bad place to recruit new blades.
The old wanderer fights his way up next to you. Can't see a damn thing in this mess. Guess old Earrinks hasn't forgiven you yet after all. Shouldn't you have died already? I don't remember there being much to see here. Keep bringing up earrings and you'll cough up more than phlegm. Shouldn't you have died already? Spar grunts. Soon enough, I reckon. Of course, these old bones won't be forming any mountain. Brambles, more like. He squints into the distance. There's bound to be more people from Ormsdala trying to find a new home in Bindle, Spar says. Crowded towns haven't always been good for us. What's got you worried, old man? There's never been trouble we couldn't fight our way out of. Yeah, there's never been trouble we couldn't fight our way out of. Or trouble we couldn't fight our way into, Spar says. Most of the Ravens are hungry and lonely. Think that mixes well with a bunch of other people who are hungry and scared. He has a point, but there's little to be done about it. The idea of being around so many others in such a confined space makes you tense. You crave a long hunt and a sleep in solitude. Yeah, so there's certainly a few refugees about the place. All of these people are looking for food and a home. And I'm looking for ale. Is that too much to ask for? No, I don't think it is. In fact, I'm drinking a dark ale right now. I bet that scout tower has already sent word of our arrival, was it? The snowstorm is worse than ever as you arrive at the walls of the mining town of Bindle. The gates are closed and you beat a fist against them. Open the fane gates, you shout. From the wall, two menders look down on you, then recede. Soon the gates open enough for a half dozen well-trained guards to greet you. Their one-eyed captain points and says, "Just you." Folker steps to your side. "Not alone," she says. "She comes with me." The captain takes a moment to assess the situation and nods before following him through the gates. You bark commands at other ravens to stay close and vigilant. Inside the small gatehouse are the two menders from the wall. A woman with a fancy spear and a cub of a man holding a staff. Volker Zephyr. It is the Raven Banner. So it seems. But why here? Why now? Just passing through on our way to the Blue River, but this blasted storm caught us. Plan to come back this way afterwards for more work, but now we need some food and a place to hole up. We brought some people with us. They need a new home. I'm sure it felt like the right thing to do, but we're already beyond our capacity here. Are you Bolwerk? Bolwerk Bloodaxe? Hold your tongue, Nichols. What do you know about me, boy? I've heard all your tales. I can't believe your cold bear cloak is real. Is it true your axe handles are made from your own horns? The older mender places a hand on the young man's shoulder. Wow, I never knew I was travelling with such a legend. Ha! Volker. You ignore her. Are you in charge here? Where's the governor? The governor left for Arborang a while back with most of the fighters to settle the dispute. The Mender Council sent me to bring the people of Bindle west, as we've heard too many rumours of Dredge. More than rumours, we were in Borsgard, saw Bellower. The immortal Sunder, how did you escape? Immortal was a joke, he's dead. Nichols' eyes go wide in awe, but Zephyr looks pensive. What about that, the great rift that opened between Borsgard and Ormsdala? We managed. Zephyr looks like she wants to press you for more information. Enough. Open the gates for my ravens. Mercenaries will only panic the people. With everyone from Ormsdala, it's all I can do to keep them from stampeding the wild, like wild yaks. Threaten to attack the walls. Threaten to attack the wall. Open the gates so they'll have reason to panic. The guards in the room draw their weapons and aim them at you. Bolwerk blood axe. Even your renowned strength would fail against walls protected by a Valka and her apprentice. But we're on a job for a Valka. You snarl at Volker for saying too much. She shrugs in response. I'm not aware of another Valka being out this direction. Who has tasked you? Juno. Oh, sorry, you know. Zephyr steps back at the name and studies your face for a moment. Nichols, you and the guards see what you can do outside the walls for the people. I'll see to it and make sure the Ravens are comfortable. The young Mender nods respectively to Zephyr and grins at you and Volker before leading the guards through the gate. Morale improved, alright. I'm inviting only the two of you to stay within our walls and enjoy a bit more warmth and comfort. Good, but try anything and my ravens will level this place. Then welcome, and no one is going to try anything. There's no need for such mistrust. Maybe, but I shouldn't have to tell you about my job from your superior just to get an invitation. My superior? No, you misunderstand. You have no job. The Valka known as Juno is dead. Wait, there you go. Chapter 10, To Speak in All Tongues. So we're leaving Bolwerk and the Ravens. Heading back over to find Rook. Or to leave with Rook and his company. The once energetic Mender approaches, looking both worn and troubled. I'm not sure I thank you for the time to recover. I've never woven a spell that strong before. Are you sure you're ready to move on? You look... I know, I caught my reflection earlier. It's a more mature look. The Mender grins, and a hint of his former youth shines through. Not everyone would have stopped for so long, especially with the ground rumbling like it has. We'll get there no matter how long it takes. Did you have to push yourself so hard? I'm just doing what the clansmen want me to. Tell me what you know about the ground shaking. We'll get there no matter how long it takes. I'm glad you feel that way, but crumbling mountains and chasms might be a sign to move faster than slower. You give a smile that doesn't quite reach your eyes. Right, well, thanks again. He walks off, glancing back at you only once. Alright, we're on the move again. We've got 10 days worth of supplies. Game trail, one of the few gathered hunters says. Looking at a beaten path of grass, no telling what we might find down it, but it'll fill some stomachs. Make a wager for who brings back the biggest kill. Everyone in the group starts smiling and tossing coins in a purse before heading down the trail. When it branches, 2 hunters sprint left and 3 think the center trail looks promising. You consider what to do. Search the ground for any clues. Follow the hunters to the left. Search the ground for any clues. The other hunters took past with cloven hoof tracks. There is a chance you could kill the largest hog among them. To the right are rabbit tracks and possibly something much bigger, but it's hard to tell. Yeah, take off down the right. You choose to hunt alone and move down the path quietly. Sure enough, a couple of hares bolt for cover before you can sight them. But it's not you they're afraid of. The scent hits you as a bear crashes through the brush nearby. You instinctively aim and fire, scoring a shot no one will ever believe. You shot 537 pounds of meat. However, you were only able to carry 100 pounds back to the caravan. One hunter was wounded, but it will heal. The 2 others brought back a large boar, but you are clearly the victor. +5 an hour, nice. You give everyone back their coin and drinks are shared while the injured man's leg is mended. Later, the entire caravan enjoys the stories of the hunt while feasting. Nice. Easy boy, a clansman shouts at a Yog's cart nearly topples to one side. The tamped path of the Eastway Road has steadily turned into a cracked shamble. Looking ahead, it only gets worse. Various chasms gape like open mouths. You glance back to Ivan, who looks at you and shakes his head. The entire caravan comes to a halt. Well, I was hoping to stop the caravan anyway, so we'll be eating our belts before finding a way across this broken road, especially with this many. And there's no telling how far we'd have to backtrack to head north. Then we'll head south across the Ormsa riverbed. We can head towards Grundar and go on west. Tryggvi peers around Hakon's elbow before coming fully into view. Heading south is questionable. Those people. It's our only option. Why do you say that? Why do you say that? Maybe I spent a lifetime there. Plenty of things to eat under logs, but there's also people in the bogs. His eyes go wide. The Skald should hear my rhyme. But what's wrong with heading south? Different ways of living, old ways. Stick to the mud. The cragsmen are less bothersome. I think he's talking about the boggers, the rough, backward people of Schwarzbog. Tryggvi frowns at Ivar. Words like that can find you swollen, filled with poison. He puffs out his cheeks and stares at Ivar. This is why wild tend to keep to themselves. Each human is crazy in their own way. Tryggvi haunches over with laughter and suddenly stops, sniffs the air and marches away. Strange, but it's a fair warning. We're crossing over into lands most of us have never seen. Just because we left those dredge behind doesn't mean we won't have more wars ahead of us. If we have more supplies, I'd say we should stop for a few days and train some of these clansmen to fight. You consider your options. No, we need to keep the few remaining clansmen moving. No. Let's just camp. We'll consider training clansmen later. Calls for camp spread down the line. Alright. Luden. Let's just have a look at our heroes first. See what we've got left after the split. Yeah, Oddleaf, Rook. Yeah, I like Nid. Ivar's obviously in. And let's go with... Let's go with Moggan. Mogga, sorry. Yeah, promote. It's only 7 renown. And let's make him tank. You know what? Let's promote him again. We'll get all of our guys to 5. Alright, confirm. So he's ultra tank. Ivar is also a tank. Yeah, alright. Let's just leave it at that for now. Everyone has items, yep. Let's see what Luden has to say. The prince is acting even more standoffish than usual. You and Ivar have caught him staring ahead and twisting the ring on his finger over and over. Ursa quietly stands nearby. Glad to be heading home? Luden turns to the two of you and offers a polite smile. Even after that chasm, would it surprise you if I said no? I thought you hated being so far from Arbrang. Is there anything you actually like? It doesn't matter. That's where we're going. Life on the trail hasn't won me over, but it's not all bad. It's even possible that I've learned a few things about leading people while out here. You, Iva, and Irsa are stunned to hear the prince talk this way. I've grown up in comfort and trained with scholars and fighters. I've never known anything else. Saying stuff like that won't make you any friends in this caravan. But that's just it. Among these clansmen, I've seen the differences. I think I understand them a bit more. That's great, Prince Luden. Oh yeah, what exactly do you understand? What do you plan to do with this understanding? That's great. I'm glad you think so, but I doubt my father will. Ursa will agree. My father's not what you call open-minded. The king's a hard man, has to be, but his son is his weakness. Luden glares at her, but the archer only smirks. Can you tell me about King Minoff? The prince is the king's weakness. I'll make my own opinion of the king when I meet him. Yeah, tell me. I suppose, but there's not much to him. He's king. He draws a hard line on nearly every topic. Talking to him is much like being told what to do. In fact, it's exactly that. Alexei's said that about me at times. This isn't about being his son, you'll see. Kings usually have to make tough decisions and stick with them. Maybe someday you'll see why. I know. I just don't think he'll care for my ideas on treating with peasant commoners. What would you like to be called? We're all people, Prince, even you. Perhaps you're right. Just keep an open mind about your father, the way you'd like him to have toward your ideas. That's something I've never considered before. I'll think on it. As Prince Luden and Irsa walk away, you feel Iva watching you. What? Do you believe half the nonsense you say? I think I sounded really wise just then. It sounded like you've been practicing it for a while. That's fair. I'll work on it. The two of you share a smile before moving on. Alright, let's see if there's any training to do. What can you show me? Plenty, Sven says, walking to the large tent. Try to keep up. You can handle yourself, but what about your other fighters? Sven says. Even you ever used a Varl and an archer to trap somebody? You think about what he's saying. I'm ready. Okay. Then we begin. Sven barks. Battering ram enemy into rain of arrows. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna have to let them move forward. Alright, cool. You know what, just rest again. You're a tank, you can take it. Alright, so now rain of arrows. Let's do that. Alright, now battering ram. There you go, that was an easy one. $16 renown, hell yeah. I'll take that any day of the week. And let's rest, and we'll rest again to get great morale. And yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it. So yeah, thanks for joining me today, especially if you've made it through to the end. Please like the video if you've been enjoying the story, and consider subscribing if you would like to continue on this adventure with me. As always, feel free to leave a comment, and if you would like to give me some feedback or just say hi, go for it. Hope you all have a good day. Never stop loving life.